All right, so for simplifying a radical, this is a square root. So if there's no number here, we know that this represents an index of 2. It's a square root. So start by making a factor tree of your number. So 50 is equal to 2 times 25. 25 is equal to 5 times 5. We can't factor this any further. 2, 5, and 5 are all prime numbers. So that means that square root of 50 is the same thing as the square root of 2 times 5 times 5. So when we're looking at a square root, we're always looking for pairs of numbers. So here I've got one pair of 5s. That means I can remove a 5 from the radical. It leaves me with a 2 inside the radical. If we had an example like this, where my root 50 was part of the solution to a quadratic equation, so I now know that root 50 is the same thing as 5 root 2. So I'm going to replace the root 50 with 5 root 2. Now I can simplify this. At this step, I cannot cancel out these 10s. Okay, I have to have it common between both terms in the numerator before I can simplify. Now that I've simplified, I have got a 5 here. So I've got a GCF of 5. I can take a 5 out of everything. So if we reduce these all by 5, it leaves me with 2 plus or minus root 2 over 2. Now, a lot of students will make the mistake and they'll want to cancel this 2 with this 2. But remember, we need to have a common term between both terms in the numerator. Here's another example. So if we simplify x equals, if we were putting this in simplest radical form, you always look at the radical and see if you can reduce it. So 8 can reduce to 2 times 4, which is 2 times 2. So square root of 8 is equivalent to 2 times 2 times 2. So remember, we're looking for pairs. So I've got one pair of 2's that I can pull out. And I'm left with a single 2 here. So the answer should be 1 plus or minus 2 root 2 over 3. At this point, I don't have a GCF between my terms in the numerator, so I can't reduce this anymore. This would be the final answer. If it's a cube root, then the process is exactly the same to simplify, except you're looking for pairs of 3. So 24, we reduce to 2 times 12, which is 3 times 4, which is 2 times 2. So root 24, cube root 24, equals 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. So I do have one triplet here of 2's, so I can pull a single 2 out. Leaves me with a 3 underneath the radicals. So cube root 24 equals 2 cube root 3.